Good afternoon. Well, I guess actually it's still 30 minutes. I lose track of time sometimes when I'm here. I'm just sitting down, watching the sun come up, go down. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're returning to a little Blackfield. We're going to listen to the track Miss You off of Blackfield 2, which was released in 2007. Same year I graduated. Good year. I remember the theme they used for that was 007 because of the 007, so it was like that. Anyways, we're listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Matt. Matt, thank you so much for the recommendation and the request. I appreciate that. Thank you. No reason to revisit our revisit high school memories. I actually just remembered that. High school, what a time. Let's go ahead and listen to the track. We'll discuss it after. Here we go. Right into it. Doesn't waste any time.
They said you're in love again, and I tried to hide my pain. I was buried in my bed with your pictures in my head. You're living another life. Cuts me like a knife. I hope you understand, I'm the one who's left behind. They said you're in love again, and my eyes start to burn.
I like that effect on the vocal, by the way.
Wherever you are now, I wish you could hear my silent sigh. It's not that I try to blame, it's just kind of a rainy day.
Orchestration happening around this.
I hope you understand, I'm the one who's left behind.
Hits a fade out. I felt kind of early, actually. I was really surprised with this track how early the fade out came in. I wasn't really, I guess, paying attention to that particular point, but I mean, by the time it was kind of felt like it was hitting a certain stride, it kind of just jetted out of there. This was the kind of typical emotional song on the album. This is the one that kind of has that kind of balladry to it and, you know, moves in a certain way. And let's be honest, in this track, there's no surprises. There's nothing that comes out of left field or that, you know, separates this necessarily from anything in this particular sound and this type of song. I don't think that's arguable in a sense. However, there are some really nice things in here. Specifically, I would say Daniel Solomon, who I pointed out previously on Epidemic, and his piano playing. And maybe that's why I was listening for that end, because I wanted that section to kind of go on a little bit longer. But his piano playing has a certain presence in here that is both melodic. There's something dark about it, but not in like a dark, heavy kind of way. But there's like a mystique that the piano wraps itself around. And I feel like the way that it was kind of getting underway near in the back of the track, it was kind of moving really nicely. And especially with the symphonic movements of the music here, because you get a little bit of that in the like second verse and as it kind of moves forward, but it was really coming into its own at that outro. And I wish that outro wasn't an outro. I wish it was a bridge, a break, something of a different nature, because I wanted to see where that was going to go and I wanted to see where that was going to expand from there. Also, on this particular track, you have Geffen singing and taking lead, and his vocal's fine. It kind of reminds me tonally of Wilson, because sometimes they sing in that, for lack of a better word, they have a very specific numbing kind of voice. I don't know, like they just have a certain voice. And I think that, you know, Geffen sounds good in here. I like the second verse and that effect that's used on the voice. It kind of has a weird watery kind of bubbly effect to it, but very pushed in the background, and it has like an underwater kind of sound, and I think that that's really cool in the track as well. So yeah, like I said, it moves in a very stereotypical way. I don't think there's anything about that, but I really do like the piano playing is what stood out to me, and the way that the music came up around here in the second verse. This is gorgeous.
It's just kind of a rainy day.
That's beautiful, man. But this is where I wanted to go. This I was feeling. And even the guitar is like sending us off. Like, I want that guitar to stick around a little bit more from Wilson, you know? It felt like it was moving into a stride. At least I wish it had an extra maybe minute and a half just to ride it out. I wish it had a little bit more time to go somewhere. But as it is, we're okay. We're okay. They said you're in love again, and I tried to hide my pain. I was buried in my bed with your pictures in my head. You were living another life. It cuts me like a knife. I hope you understand. I'm the one who's left behind. She's moved on. Sorry. Tomorrow you'll be gone, and I'll miss you. Yeah, I'll miss you. It repeats from there. They said you're in love again. My eyes start to burn. Wherever you are now, wish you could hear my silent sigh. It's not that I try to blame. It's just that kind of rainy day. I hope you understand. I'm the one who's left behind. Then it just repeats from there. Very, very straightforward track. Lyrics, very straightforward. I think the song is okay. I wish the ending went on a little bit longer. That's what I want. You ask me what I want, that's what I want. I want that ending to go off a little bit more. You let me know, however, what you guys thought of this one in the comments down below. Matt, thank you so much for the suggestion and the support. I truly appreciate that. Hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for joining me here, and come on back tomorrow.